This breakdown isn't normal because this time I've gone too far. 2 books, one Doctor Doom, Franklin Richards, and that teleportation sound that we hear from the TVA gate. The entire story of Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars is hidden in these books. I'll explain how later. But Doctor Doom has already arrived. I'm happy that my channel will continue and the theories and leaks we've been discussing are proving to be true here. This book, A Fly Went By, was shown to us, so we would notice it, and we did. After research and connecting the dots, we figured it out. This poem's story fits perfectly 100% with Franklin Richards, Doctor Doom, and the Multiversal Loop in the Sacred Timeline Law. This isn't a joke. This is the work of the Russo Brothers, who often used to drop tiny hints in Infinity War and Endgame, and revealed a lot through them. Let me explain what's happening here through the story. In the poem, there's a child who sees a fly. The fly is running from a frog, and when the child asks the fly why it's doing this, the fly says, "There's a frog behind me." When the child asks the frog, "Why are you chasing the fly?" the frog says, "There's a cat behind me." The cat is asked, "Why are you doing this?" And she says, "There's a dog behind me." The dog says, "There's a pig behind me." And the pig says, "There's a cow behind me." The cow says, "There's a fox behind me." And the fox says, "There's a man with a gun behind me." Then the man is asked, "Why are you chasing everyone? Look at what's happening ahead because of your chase." Then the man with the gun says, "I'm not behind all of them. I'm running from the devil, hiding behind the tree." The child walks toward the tree to see, and he finds a sheep whose leg is stuck in a tin can. The child removes the tin from the sheep's leg, climbs the tree, and tells everyone to stop. "You're all running like this, but it all started because of this sheep, and I fixed it." Now, in this story, there's a connection between Doctor Doom and Franklin. Let's break it down point by point why I'm saying this. First, from the fly to the man, everyone keeps running in a loop. But when the child arrives, the loop breaks. He goes behind the tree to break the cycle. There, he finds a sheep trapped in tin. This is exactly what's happening in MCU's multiverse tree. There's Loki, who has trapped himself so that the multiverse can continue. Loki is like that sheep, trapped. While from the fly to the man, everyone is stuck in a cycle. Second, Loki, Doctor Doom, and Franklin's connection also lies here. Doctor Doom will take Franklin to Loki, just like the child reached the sheep through the fly. Here, the sheep is hidden behind the tree, just like the TVA, because TVA is actually a kind of trap created by He Who Remains. That's why the multiverse loop is being controlled this way, just like that sheep. Third, the story and the end of this poem are very special. After the loop breaks, the child sees a new rising sun, and the reason why the loop started was lying right there next to him. Here, the child is like Franklin Richards. And this event is just like when Franklin Richards restored the multiverse at the end of the Secret Wars comic series. Then all the characters and Doctor Doom see a new day. Doctor Doom gets a new life, a new face. Here, Doctor Doom laughs as if everything has been fixed. That's exactly what happens in this story. A fly reaches the child first, and in the end, the fly is free. No one is chasing it. Honestly, I've seen many Easter eggs and references over the years, but what I saw here, it's something special. A new level of respect has been earned for the Russo brothers. Now, you guys remember this story because in the coming time, we'll talk about it many times because this is just the beginning. There are more post-credit scenes to come. So let's now go through the scene-by-scene explanation. If you can see the effort I've put in, then please like, share, and subscribe. It means a lot to me, and I only provide Marvel content on this channel, so I deserve at least a bit of respect. Now let's look at the other major points. So the story begins 4 years after the end of Fantastic Four. Franklin is now 4 years old. Sue is there. Inside the Baxter building, Sue is reading a book for Franklin. She says she pushed herself out and became a butterfly. As soon as Franklin hears the word butterfly, he also says butterfly. This means Franklin has started to speak. And the book he is listening to from his mother is called Butterfly Life. It's a story about the life cycle, very popular among kids in America. It explains how a butterfly forms a cocoon, then breaks free and becomes a butterfly. The most important part is that Franklin is also listening to a story based on the life cycle. And those who don't really know Franklin, how powerful he is, this kid can create universes and multiverses. That's why he's shown enjoying books related to the cycle of life and Darwin's theories, because he's enjoying this knowledge. Anyway, this scene is also indirectly connected to Doctor Doom when Sue says she pushed herself out and became a butterfly. Maybe Doctor Doom did the same. He came out of his cocoon, got a new life like a butterfly, and became Doctor Doom. And if this reference is real, then here RD's Iron Man cocoon came before. The cocoon was his death, and the butterfly that emerged from it was Doctor Doom. Just imagine, isn't that insane? Then Sue says, "You want another book, right?" Franklin says yes. So Sue leaves Franklin on the sofa and walks toward another book. She says, She'll be back in a minute. Then she asks Herbie if he saw the book. Herbie picks up one, and Sue says, not this one. I know he likes it, but not today. And yes, the book Herbie picked is one by Charles Darwin on the origin of life. It explains how life started on Earth, how wild animals we see today evolved from ancient beings. And this butterfly life cycle book also hints that after the multiverse ends, Franklin will do something to restore and reset it, just like he's done many times in the comics. So Sue finds the book and says, we're gonna have fun today. And this is the same book, A Fly Went By. I already explained that earlier. As Sue picks up the book and walks back toward Franklin, suddenly she hears the sound of teleportation and becomes alert. When she looks at Franklin, she realizes someone is sitting beside him. She raises her left hand to activate her power and starts walking slowly. Step by step, we're shown a hooded figure, and it's none other than Dr. Doom, who is looking at Franklin. Dr. Doom is holding his mask, and Franklin is touching Dr. Doom's face. Now Dr. Doom is shown here. But the questions remain: how, why, and when did Dr. Doom get here? Where was he until now? What's the next move? And in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene we saw, is Fantastic Four with Dr. Doom? Or are just Dr. Doom and Franklin coming straight to 616? Slowly, we are getting answers to all these questions. So let's look at the leaks and reports and break them down point by point. Number one, this post-credit scene makes one thing very clear. Dr. Doom needs Franklin because he also wants to save the multiverse. A villain trying to become a hero. If Franklin really falls under Doom's control, then things will become much easier for Dr. Doom. In a previous leak, I mentioned that Dr. Doom had taken Franklin and Sue to Universe X. Reed found out because Herbie was there and recorded everything. Then Mr. Fantastic, the Thing, and Johnny split into different teams and began searching across the multiverse for Franklin, Sue, and Doom. So when Dr. Doom came to get Franklin, Franklin was already away from the sofa. Franklin knew someone was coming, and as soon as Doom arrived, Franklin was looking at him instead of his mom. It seemed like Doom had already taken control of him, and this is likely because in Secret Wars comics, Dr. Doom created a petal-like world where he controlled some superheroes with his powers. He even erased their memories, just like that. Something must have happened between Franklin and Dr. Doom here too. And this also makes sense because Dr. Doom will eventually capture both Franklin and Sue. We've already discussed leaks that say Doom will take them to Universe X. So this event seems to confirm that. Now the question arises, what is Universe X? To understand that, you need to know that Universe X is not part of the main multiversal tree. It's a separate timeline and universe where Dr. Doom was born. And if you're wondering, is it really possible to have a timeline separate from the multiversal tree? Then, I want to remind you, in What If? Season 3, Doctor Strange also created a separate timeline and universe for himself, completely disconnected from the tree. 3 years ago, I talked about the Timeless comics. There was a similar timeline created by Kang to imprison Immortus, and there too was a Dr. Doom who had time and reality stones in his eyes. Anyway, when we talk about timelines, such a timeline is called a wild timeline. Besides timelines, we also covered another leak that connected Dr. Doom in He Who Remains. Marvel hinted that He Who Remains cut off Doom's timeline, meaning he removed it from the multiversal tree. A branch timeline was created where Dr. Doom either existed or was born. It wasn't placed in the sacred timeline, it was isolated so that the events in that timeline would not interfere with the rest. And because of this scandal, the whole matter of Doom versus He Who Remains Kang becomes crystal clear. After this, we learn that Dr. Doom and Kang's variants were actually fighting to control TVA and the multiverse, a power that Kang's variants later stole. So Doom appearing suddenly before Franklin in this post-credit scene tells us that Doom has seen all of this before, because according to my theory, he is from the previous multiverse. So whatever events are now happening in this multiverse, Dr. Doom is only appearing now because the multiverse needs a protector, as a massive threat looms. The timelines of Chronozon and the multiverse are collapsing. This means those who were protecting it are now gone, which directly points toward He Who Remains. Next, how did Dr. Doom even reach the Baxter building? He's using a type of portal for teleportation. We weren't shown how it works, but we know what it is, and it's a good decision. Because the portal Doom uses is the same one TVA uses. The Fantastic Four have also used such a portal. The only difference is for Dr. Doom, its color will be green. And I'm not just saying this randomly because the portal we see TVA use was originally created in the comics by Doctor Doom, and now TVA is using it. So if a portal is shown with Doctor Doom and it looks like a green time, it'll be very clear that Doom and TVA have some connection, and that is Doom once created TVA. Then the third point, Franklin touched Doom's face. So we can also interpret it as, in just a few seconds, Doom arrived and healed his face, as if he already knew when, where, and how much to use Franklin. Now, there are two possibilities here. First, Doom saw the future where the multiverse was being destroyed and Franklin was trying to rebuild it. Second, Dr. Doom must have seen all this in the previous multiverse. Now, it's all happening again because if the multiverse exists, it's kind of a loop. He Who Remains, Kang, and Dr. Doom, these three have exploited this multiversal loop, whether in comics or now in the cinematic universe. This loop stuff is about to appear in front of us in a mind-blowing way. For now, I've explained this in the most basic way. A full video is coming soon where we'll explore even more theories and details. What do you think about this? Let us know in the comments. See you in the next video with a brand new topic.